share my screen.
And first, I definitely want to just say thank you guys for showing up, because I know a Sunday night is family night and meal prep night. And, we really, really appreciate you guys taking the time out every week to show up. You have no idea how much it means to us. So thank you.
Okay. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Okay, I'm going on mute until you need me.
Caleb's saying hi. Okay, so we've got our recognition this week. So you guys are killing it with Success Club already. Here, Betty, Mama's talking. And top producers. This is obviously just the first week and a half of the group too. So you guys are all doing awesome. So way to go, Monique. All of you guys, Angela.
That's my first time. It's been over 500 in a while.
Feels so good.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm staying.
Yeah. And then the announcements we wanted to go over real quick. It looks like the deadline.
I'm Doodles.
Yeah, you're being silly. It looks like the deadline for Team Cup is tomorrow. So I was going to do a post.
I'm
Hold on just a second.
Wait, I'm Cuckoo.
Can you have Caleb come out with you, please? Sorry. Mom problems here. Here, go help Daddy. Come on. Team Cup. Meg, have you been on it? You've been on a Team Cup with me before.
Yes.
Yeah. Katie, you've done Team Cup? Yep.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you're probably going to run your own.
I like to get hustlers on and push. I mean, the thing is, I think everybody should be on a Team Cup, whether they're a brand new coach or not, should be on a team. So it was really good, because I actually had a coach last Team Cup in August who had never, she'd just been a hobby coach for a really long time. And then she was she kind of dabbled in it and was I'll try it. And she committed to August and was I'm just going to work really hard. I'll do whatever I have to do. Just tell me what to do. And for the first time ever, she hit Success Club. So it was really rad that momentum and just being surrounded by other people who are let's do this. We're going to go for all we can. And our team actually,
you guys did crazy well.
Yeah, we did really good. We were one of the top 25 teams in the West region, and we won all 3 tiers of prizes. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, and it wasn't as much pressure as I thought it was going to be. It was just kind of doing a little bit more than you normally would. So
my business has always grown the months I've done Team Cup. So I'd like you to be on my team because I like hustlers.
I had so much fun doing Team Cup the last time that we did it. And we won a couple things. And to be honest, I didn't even know. And some people that I know from the East Coast, who's a coach, she messaged me and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I saw your name. Your team on Team Cup did awesome." And I was like,
"That's awesome.
Yeah, what we won." And she's like, "I can't believe it." She's like, "I've been a coach for so much longer than you, and I'm so proud of you. Team is so awesome." And I was like,
"That's so cool."
Awesome. Good. Yeah, they do a great job recognizing people. I love it. So let's be on a cup again, and I'll do a post in our team page, but we need to get signed up tomorrow. Summit, we've already kind of talked through, but we really need to we want to reserve a house because 1, it's super fun, and 2, it's so much cheaper. If we can all do it together, it makes it way cheaper. And New Orleans, you don't want to really mess around with where you're staying. So, yes. Coach, go ahead.
And 2, I do have a few friends that are in New Orleans.
Okay.
So if we want hookups on places to eat or places to go, probably won't be able to give us a place to stay. But if we want other things, I can probably get us that because I have some friends from Baton Rouge, New Orleans area.
Yeah.
And they go there a lot. So they'll be able to kind of give us the who, what, where on all that. So.
That would be so cool. Perfect. You definitely have to come then.
I know. I'm no, I've been wanting to go there for a while. So I'm it has to work out.
Yeah. And they give you do have some downtime too, so you can kind of wander around. Check Coach Line office. Obviously, they just post a lot of important stuff in there. And then the last, I don't know if you guys listened to Melanie's National Wake Up Call, but it was really good. And tomorrow's is Bonnie Ingalls. And the last time she did a National Wake Up Call,
so good.
I actually have gone back and listened to it about 3 or 4 times on the podcast because it's so good. So
I love her so much.
Yeah. She's the number 2 coach again this year, and I'm excited. So that's a good one. And then I think we can just jump on in to, is Erica coming on, Monique? Was that?
I'm not sure. She said she was when I talked to her a couple days ago, but I haven't talked to her today at all.
Okay. Well, then Katie, if you want to jump in on kind of your top tips for challenge groups, that'd be awesome.
All right. So one of the things that I just did this challenge group for the first time, I mean, I'm still just getting used to doing them on my own. So kind of tweaking little things here and there, but setting the expectation in the beginning, just letting people know exactly what you expect of them, and kind of being like a little bit of a hard ass, like, this is what I need you to do. Like, if you want to, I mean, it was helpful with this time because it was the health bet. So I kind of just said, you know, if for the health bet, like, if you want to do this, this is what you have to do.
Yeah.
So that helped. It's helped a lot. Like that, the interaction stuff in there is so huge. And I don't know if it's, you know, a combination of things being January, this, that, whatever, but you know, I was very, like, I said a whole post of like, this is exactly what I expect, like bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. So I think that helps a lot because there's a lot of people that have no idea what to expect. And especially if they're new people that haven't been in a challenge group, it's kind of like, you've done it so many times that you think that they would know, but of course they don't know. They've never done it. So that was a huge thing for me to learn. And then once you get into the end of second week, starting to talk about like what's coming next, I think is important. Whether they have all access or not, a lot of the people will have that now. So, you know, it's important that they have like a game plan going forward, that they know it's not 2 more weeks and they're done, or 1 more week and they're done. Like, what's going to come next? Do they want to repeat their program? Do they want to move to a different program?
So can I ask you a question on that? So do you actually like bring it up going into the second week of like, hey, what is your long-term plan?
Well, I actually have not done this before. These are like actually notes of like what I'm planning to do for this challenge. From listening to all kinds of different things, just compiling notes on what I want to do this time around. But I think what it'll be is just a general post in there talking about, you know, let's start thinking about after this challenge group, and then letting people probably comment in there, and, you know, putting something in there that if you want to talk one-on-one, you know, we can do that too. But I think just like dropping the seed in everybody's mind that like, yeah, this group is, you know, maybe halfway through, but you're not probably halfway through with your journey.
I like that. And then that keeps them like as a repeat challenger of yours too.
I actually did that. That was a good idea. And I liked that. And I did that, I want to say like maybe 2 challenge groups ago. And it was almost the same exact thing. Like I did a post in the Challenge Tracker app and I said, because there was a coach, I think it was Sarah Try. Katie, is that who said to do it? Yeah. So after we saw her at Super Saturday, the last Super Saturday back in whatever it was, October or something, that's part of her challenge. She went over like challenge groups and how she makes her challenge groups like awesome. Mm-hmm. And that was one of her steps, is she starts talking about what's going to happen next. And so she actually asks, she gives them 3 options, and I followed that model, the challenge group after that. And the first option is, maybe it was either her or Bonnie Engel, I can't remember, but one of them.
Bonnie Engel does that but it was always at the end. Like I always posted it, okay, now that it's wrapped up, do you want to do which of these 3? But I like the idea of doing it in the middle.
Yeah, no, doing it in the middle. So go ahead, Katie. But I say it works because I made them, it's almost like you're making them commit ahead of time.
Yeah.
So yes, good call.
Good idea.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, I've been going back through my notes and stuff, and I think that probably was from her. But yeah, so it gives them the option, repeat this one until you feel like you've mastered it, step up to the next one, or you invite them as a coach. There's like three different things.
And you actually do that, or you're going to do it like at this point through. Interesting.
The end of next week, yeah.
Cool.
So no, baby, not right now. And then the third important thing that I think that I get, especially as a newer coach, or at least newer at doing my own groups by myself, is Hudson, please go to the other room, baby. Jacob.
We're all in the same boat here.
So it's remembering to be a challenger in your group. So I think I get caught up in like managing everything and getting sure there's great posts and they're making sure there's interaction, blah, blah, blah. which is all obviously hugely important, but then I don't show up, in the group, and I'm not the example. So you need to actually like do your workouts and post about them. You need to actually post about your shakes. You need to actually be a challenger in your challenge group. And sometimes I forget that. And so that's something else that I think is super important that I've learned to focus on.
Awesome. Those are so good. How about you, Meg?
My first thing that I thought of was to invite without reservation, because if you don't have challengers, then you don't have a group. And that was the hardest thing when I got started, just because of kind of my story and how I was afraid to put myself out there. I was really nervous to reach out to people, and that was the hardest thing. And I found that if I didn't actually reach out to people, I had no group. And it was a lot harder to run a group with 1 or 2 people that maybe were on board than it was to run a group with 5 or 6. So that's my biggest thing. And to be honest, it's still my biggest challenge within myself, just because a lot of the same reservations that I had with myself when I started, I'm still working on like personal development and kind of overcoming those things. And I know that I've gotten a lot stronger and I've reached out a lot more, but as I've reached out, I feel like my numbers are maybe a smidge less. And so I have to push myself a little bit harder to get to that like 5 or 6 in order to be able to create a group. So my first thing is just invite without reservation. Like, people might say no, and that's fine. Like, that's okay. They'll say no. And if they say no, it's not a big deal. For every no that you get, eventually you're going to get a yes. So just keep trying was kind of my first thing. And that was the hardest thing as a new coach that I had to overcome. So that was my first thing. My second thing, I think, was to plan accordingly, because at first I started doing all of my groups just on Facebook. And for where I was, that really worked really well. And then I started using the Challenge Tracker app, and it was like a whole new experience. It was like a whole new world, and I loved it. And the Challenge Tracker app, it actually lets you post ahead of time and schedule posts to post throughout the week. So for me, that was a huge deal because I work full time. I'm pretty busy even when I'm not at work. And so the ability to be able to schedule out posts and then check in on my challengers posts throughout the day took a huge load off me, like 90%, I would say. I can literally sit down on a weekend and hammer out for maybe 5 hours my whole group for the month. And then I can go ahead and I can check in on the comments, I post that I planned out. I can post myself. I can check on my challengers. I can keep them motivated. And so for me, that has been a huge thing. So I've kind of done a shift from switching just from Facebook to using the Challenge Tracker app. And I know for some coaches that doesn't work, but for me with my busy lifestyle, that's something that has worked a lot. The next thing I would say would be free groups. And at first I was really good at doing free groups, and then November hit and it was Thanksgiving and I did an awesome Thanksgiving group, and then it was kind of like down, but it was bad. So I actually have a pretty cool free group coming up that I'm hoping will bring a lot of traction. And I'm trying some really different things. So I hate going live on Facebook Live, but I am telling myself that I will get out of my box and I will do it. And the way that I am keeping myself accountable to that is that I have been pushing out that I am doing a live meal prep training. And I have people that want to know how I meal prep and what I do and my recipes and everything, my style, what I do from like A to Z.
And
basically.
Meg's meal prep freaking looks like it's from a magazine. It's insane. So
Doesn't. If you saw me meal prepping this morning, like literally I meal prep and I'm like, everything is everywhere. My kitchen's a mess. My hair is like, it's crazy. But I'm glad you think so, because hopefully everyone else does too.
I'm so excited. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, my one thing that I would say about free groups is find your niche and create momentum through them. Because I did free groups and I started trying this thing where I just kind of rolled everybody from my free group on Facebook into the next free group. And the one problem that I personally found with that was that by pretty much my third group of rolling everybody into it, I didn't have anybody that was excited for it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great idea because it's a great idea to build numbers in your free group. But for me, I don't think where I was the new coach, I don't think I was exciting enough to have people be like, ooh, I want to do it. Like, ooh, I want to be there.
Yeah.
Kind of, everybody just kind of fizzles off. And by my third free group of rolling into it, I was the only one posting in my free group. And it was really awkward. And I posted and I finished and it was fine. And I made it. But I would say for free groups, like just work on creating momentum and find your niche, if that makes sense, so that it's still exciting.
I am just telling you guys really quick, my computer, my plug cord is not working for some reason and it's almost out of battery. So if I leave, Monique has this thing and she can pull it up and I'll just come in from my phone. So if that happens.
You know what's really funny is I thought it was my computer, so I went and ran and plugged it in. I'm like,
no, I'm like, mine's yeah. So if I disappear, Monique, you have this so you can just pull it right up.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. I sitting here
I
playing.
did.
I'm like,
It's not working.
the corner thing. Oh my gosh.
Meg, that's a really helpful perspective. Monique and I were actually talking about that with free groups, how there's just like zero, like I have 500 plus people in this, but yeah, like there's nothing in it. I'm like, I just am done.
We're starting over.
Yeah.
That was a really great tip there for sure.
Yeah. So my free group this year, I was like, with the new year, I'm going to go ahead. I actually went ahead and planned out my first 3 months of the new year.
Good job.
This new year, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start brand new. I'm not going to roll anybody over. I'm not going to change the name, whatever. I'm going to make a new group. And I'm going to start my year off with a bang. So starting Wednesday, I'm going to do a meal prep because I have so many friends. And my niche is kind of like rodeo girls and cowgirls and horse girls and people that are really busy. A lot of them work full time and they still ride, but they want to be healthy. They want to be complete. They want to be, as fit as they can be because then their horses are faster, better, all of the above. So that's kind of what I'm tapping into. So I decided to do a meal prep group on January, just to hopefully attract a lot of those. I think I only have like 11 attending so far. So,
that's awesome though. If there are 11 people who are committed, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So that's good. And I'm going to try to push it a lot more. My goal is to share it in a lot of like course groups, that are like kind of like the free Facebook groups throughout like the next week. Even as my group starts, I think I'm going to kind of do a soft, like clean eating intro the first couple days and kind of lead everybody into it. And then really hit it running the next week. So
Awesome.
I think that will hopefully be something that I can start like with a really strong free group and then build from that group moving on to February. And I think February, I'm going to try to do something that's, I haven't fully decided, but I'm going to try to do something that's like a love yourself group for February. They're really self-confidence. And since I'm trying to tap into the equestrian athlete kind of thing, I'm going to try to tap into self-confidence and like visualizing where you want to be kind of thing. Because I know a lot of the girls have really big goals for this coming year. And so I tap into that, some of them, hopefully.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, so that's what I've been doing. That's kind of been like work hasn't how I've learned to kind of, I guess, adapt to what hasn't been working and turn it into something that has. So
Okay.
yeah.
So good. Such good tips. Thank you for sharing that. I know Monique and I talked a little bit, so we had a few, and my computer's not dead yet. So Monique, do you want to go first?
Yes. So I did a couple things for creating engagement because, like everybody, I've had some really great groups, and I've had a lot of dead groups, which annoy me so much because you put everything into it, but it doesn't matter. Like if it's just mismatched personalities and they're all different and kind of not on the same page, I think there's not really much you can do. You know what I mean? You can't force it just doing the regular stuff. So I started switching it up, especially with the health bet last time. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to give this my all. I'm going to do something really exciting and make it like super exciting for them. So that's when I came up with that Shakeology on the shelf thing. If you saw it, it was basically like take your Shakeology and take a picture somewhere, like kind of like the elf on the shelf thing, and gave away a prize. And it was really cool because I could share that like publicly, and I had people vote on the best one, or like their favorite, like the fan favorite. And so I sent out prizes based on the ones that were most popular, most liked, or whatever. And it was just a really fun thing because people logged in every day, like waiting to see what random thing people were going to have their Shakeology on. It was just really cool. Lots of fun, tons of momentum. And then there was a prize. I have done bingo before, and I have a couple bingo boards. If you guys are interested, I can post them in the group and you can use those. But it's a lot of fun because it gives them something to do every day and something to try to work towards. You know what I mean? And you can do simple little prizes. Like Abby and I have done lots of dollar section at Target, and right now they actually have a workout section in the dollar section. And I got like really cool workout water bottles. Like it says, exercise. I thought you said extra fries, like really cute little fun stuff. You know what I mean? And then there's like just all like headbands and really cheapy stuff, but like cute and fun. So you could grab some of that. That's what I did. I think Abby did the same thing. And this time around, oh, Abby's gone. And she's gone. Oh, she's back.
Nice. I'm gone. Bad.
But I'm going to pull my...
That was the last slide too. It was just, but you can pull it up too.
Okay, hold on.
You'll just have to share your screen.
Good.
Yes.
Sorry guys. I don't know what's wrong with my computer.
So what I'm doing this time around is two things different. I'm actually doing for me, a big thing personally, like I know, each of us kind of struggles with certain areas in their challenge groups, right? Like some people are looking for engagement. We want them to be forward thinking, like, whatever thing that you're focusing on in your challenge group that you're trying to create the momentum. For me, I have a really hard time getting people's befores and afters. I'll get a couple maybe, but I don't ever get a large amount. And after doing this for a year and a half already, you would think I would have this huge, compilation of like people's like transformations, and I don't. And it's really annoying because I know I should have more than I do. So hold on, Abby, do you know what that thing was called?
What thing? Club Sunday that you were going to do?
No. The I'm sorry. The name
of
the PowerPoint.
It just should be like Team Faith Over Fear, or like Team Call something.
I don't know why my downloads are.
And I would pull it up on my computer, but it's stupid.
I know. I'm trying to.
Sorry.
That's
that
okay.
was literally the last slide. It was just the little bullet points. So.
Okay. So, you know what? I can share it just in the Canva. It's fine.
Yeah, you should be able to just log into Canva.
There you go.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm doing two things. So I'm doing to create engagement and keep them excited. I'm doing kind of three things. So I am doing a giveaway for the best overall transformation. And the qualifications for that were they have to submit their measurements, their before starting weight, and their starting photo. And then at the end of I gave them a deadline and a time. At the end of the health bet, they have to submit their after weight measurements and photos. And then I'm going to create a link for them and it's going to have a questionnaire that I haven't even created it yet, but they're going to have to fill it out and talk about how they've been transformed inside, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, like all of that. So I'm doing that, like an overall transformation, because for me, the way my whole thing is, it's not just about weight loss. It's not just about inch loss. It's way beyond that. And so I'm doing that, which was really rad because I got almost everyone submitted their stuff. So I would say probably 90%. There's probably a handful of people that didn't submit everything. And, one's pregnant and like she's due any day now. And she's like, that's just doesn't make, she's like, I still want to fill out the form at the end. I'm like, okay, that's great. You can. So I'm doing that. I'm also doing, I just started today was my first day I shared with Abby. I'm doing Success Club Sunday. So every Sunday I'm posting, I just made a little graphic here on Canva and it just says Success Club. It says week 1 Success Club Sunday. And my whole thing is I'm really focusing on, I think a lot of us are in our team also, but focusing on our challengers and just, giving them the best Beachbody experience that we can so that if they're called to it, they want to become coaches. I want to give them like the best experience that they could possibly have. I give everything that I have. And, in that, I want to plant the seed of what Success Club is. So I want to call it Success Club Sunday because I asked them today to share what their successes were for the prior week. So everything that was a success, not just weight loss, not just inch loss, but I even told them, like, are you pooping better? Like every success that you've experienced the last week. And they were like, yes. And they all have the poop emoji. But, everything that they've experienced like over the last week, like I want them to put that all in one post. Cause then it not only helps them to go back a week and say, hey, this is what I've done in the last week. And the next week, like, wow, in these 2 weeks, this has changed for me. But it's also for me, I have a compilation of ways that they've changed. And I can remind them on the shitty days that look at what happened for you last week. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you might be plateauing right now, but look at all you've done. In the first week, you lost 6 pounds, right? So that's helpful for that. So I'm doing that, but it's also planting that seed. So when they start seeing us post on our regular page, like on our personal pages and saying like, Abby, here's my team. We all hit Success Club. They're like thinking Success Club. Wait, we have Success Club too. What does that mean? So when we invite them to, when they begin coaching, like Success Club, that seed has already been planted in their head. And it just means doing better, doing more, helping more people, helping yourself, kind of all ties in together. So that was my thought with that. I'm rolling with that this week. I already started that, so I'm going to do that every Sunday. And it also gives you a chance to recognize, like now you have a whole pile of people like all week long that you can recognize and be like, oh my gosh, last week, Abby went and did, she did all this. She lost all this weight. She did all this. Like she's feeling better. She's sleeping better. Like, you can recognize them so much more easily instead of having to dig and ask, like they're all just dumping it there. So it was kind of I thought of that while I was getting a massage yesterday. For my birthday.
It's such a brilliant idea. I like totally copied you. So such a good idea.
So that was that. And then the other thing that I'm doing, what was the other thing I'm doing? I'm doing so much right now with them. I'm doing random giveaways. So I told them at the beginning of my group last week that kind of like when at school, we used to go to school and you get the monthly awards and you were really hoping you were going to win for like something, even if it was like perfect attendance or whatever, like you wanted to win that like stupid award. And I am giving away random awards for random things. I told them it's going to be as random as whoever knows what it could be. I'm choosing. It's at my discretion. So like there's this guy, I was telling Abby earlier, there's this guy in my group, a husband of one of the challengers, and I have a few couples in there actually. He has tropical strawberry, vegan tropical strawberry, which I hate. It's so disgusting. It's like the most disgusting flavor aside from vanilla. And he ordered this one. They didn't ask me in my opinion. He just went and ordered it. And so he's like, he's military too. So he's pretty brave. You know what I mean? He'll just do whatever. So every day he's been trying a different fruit in it and like posting about it and like trying to see what his like best flavor is going to be. And I was like, dang, you're adventurous. Like you're getting brave. And like yesterday he put grapes in there. I was like, grapes? Like who puts grapes in
so gross.
Like,
so gross.
All things. Great. So today he posted, oh yeah, I'm getting brave now. And he had like all these random fruits. So he's like proud of him, and spinach, you know what I mean? Like he's proud of himself. So I'm definitely going to send him an award for like most adventurous Shaco or something, you know what I mean? Like just make up some crazy award. And then I have like this other challenger who she's a mom of 2 kids. She's postpartum 4 months. She like put all her Christmas money together that she got. She scrounged it up, bought the 21-day fix because she's been following me. She's been wanting it. Like she's just scrounged together for it. She committed to her program 100% every single day. The whole week, she did all of her workouts every single day. She drank her Shaco every single day. Even over this weekend, she packed and prepped her food and took it to birthday parties. And like they went to dinner and she brought her own prepped food. Like that is freaking hardcore. And she lost 4 pounds. She's so stoked. She's like feeling better, sleeping better. Like, and she's nursing too. You know what I mean? She's like not even playing around. So she gets to like, you ain't playing girlfriend award or something, you know, like something random. And I can just send them a little gift and a little award and make them feel really good. But I'm doing the same thing with that. So kind of how we recognize our coaches who like advance to Emerald, or, you know, how we put a little thing together and say like, congrats, you Emerald or whatever. I'm going to do the same thing. Take their picture, put it next to their prize, and then kind of announce that they won this special award.
Are you only posting those in the app?
So I will, but I'm actually going to ask them all tonight to post if I have permission to tag them on Facebook.
Awesome. That's good.
Smart.
Yeah. I love doing that because then it can give you like validity as a coach because people are seeing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you know what else? There's another, I was going to say, whoever tells me no or isn't comfortable with it. There's this company, it's like one of those schools, it's called Martinsburg College, and they're kind of like all over the place. But these girls work like an MLM, like the girls that work for the college, it's all online, like it's online schooling or whatever. I don't even really know if it's accredited. I don't believe that it is, but anyways, it's neither here nor there. They like sign up and they go after a lot of military girls because the military wives get like all the funding for school. So anyways, they will sign up people and do a post like this and put a picture with like, you know, that they signed up for whatever. And they'll do like a recognition announcement. And they'll say their first name, like congrats Meg for signing up for dental apprenticeship or whatever, like with Martinsburg College, blah, 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 but they just won't tag them in it. So it still gives them that sort of like validity that they're doing things, but they don't necessarily tag the person. So no one really knows, you know?
What are you doing for the certificate? Like you're printing one off the computer, or you found some somewhere, or?
I just make stuff up as I go. I don't know.
Dollar Tree.
I
like
used
get
to
those
do
like
this.
class.
I do have them at the Dollar Tree, but you know what? I did something very similar like this. I used to be a team lead over like hundreds of people when I was in the real estate industry. And I've done stuff like this. They didn't expect it. We're in the real estate industry. It's a very professional, you know, we work for large banks, Bank of America, like Chase Bank, large industry. So it's very professional. And the morale can get really down because you're up against numbers. It's a really like, it's a hardcore industry to be in on that side of it. Anyways, I was over them and I'm like, you know, the morale was like really, really down. I'm like, you know what, screw this. I'm going to just start giving awards for like people who get their reports into me on time or whatever, you know, stupid random things that like they had to do anyways, but whoever was first would get an award and they didn't know it. Like they just sent it in. I'm like, heck yeah. Like most hustler who does award, like I would name it this long, stupid name. Like, you know, find a stupid award, like Google it and it had like an ice cream, you know, this ice cream head guy. And like, I would give it to him. These were people who were like, in their 40s, 50s, 60s. I was giving it to them. They were putting up in their cubicles. Like they freaking loved it. I got recognition. People love it. So I'm applying the same concept.
That's awesome.
I've done it before. So Katie, to your answer, no, I just roll with whatever I can find.
Why am I not surprised by that?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. That was a lot.
I am doing, I think Katie, you touched on something that I really try to do is like show up and be really real in the group. So like, this sounds like super silly, but it's something I actually picked up, and I don't think any of you probably do it differently, but I remember being in one of Melanie's challenge groups, and her posts, I love her workout posts. I think they're awesome. And she edits them and stuff. But in the challenge group, hers were like the full on, not cute, bags under the eyes, sweaty selfie. And I loved it. And so just being so real, because they see you post your motivational stuff online, but then showing up in the group as like, it sucked waking up, or I ate an entire bag of chocolate chips last night, and like just exactly what you're saying of like doing your own journey along with them, I think is so critical because it makes them feel like they're not alone, and like sharing your struggles. Or I will try to shout them out on Facebook too. So I'll do stuff like if I get, there's a post that I do in challenge groups like, hey, share your non-scale victories, because I really don't want it to just be about weight loss. And every time they post those things, I will go turn around and do a post of like, I'm so inspired by the ladies in my challenge group. Like, here's some of the things they're saying today. I just love this, blah, 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 blah. So you can just kind of use that. But then also I will shout them out, and it kind of, I think, almost as an ad tip for your challenge group, like in my workout post, be like, I was getting notifications all morning of girls who were up before I were working out. And so you bet I got my